Hey, Duke is probably the best team we played this year. They have all the pieces. You know, the biggest thing, I was proud of our girls' start and our girls' finish. You know, I say we played the best three teams in a row. So now it's time to get going now.
Yeah, what do you attribute that great start? The first quarter was 24-21, like that awesome start.
I mean, just execution, you got to hit shots. I mean, you can't go. We scored 4 points. I think in that second quarter we missed 6 layups. That defeats you. Then you got to play defense. Then you got, that defeats you. So I thought the girls were defeated a little bit. And then, to be honest, I think they got mentally fatigued because they didn't execute some of the game plan that I told them, and that's why at the end of the half I called over TK and Sandra to say what were we supposed to do there. It's just the lock in. It's like that next level against these teams. It has to be next level lock in.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you talk about the starting lineup? I believe it was Ella in this time. Just a little bit about the reasoning.
Yeah, just my players. Yeah, coach's decision.
Yeah. Okay. And then Naya, 10 points, really went in double digits, but just talk about her. I know they really were guarding her tough.
Well, they were guarding everybody tough. So I thought she got down here. I thought she had 2 layups that she missed that she could have made. I thought, Jess had 4 or 5 layups that she could have made. But again, with that length and athleticism, it kind of affected the finishing part of it. You could tell Jess was a little frustrated. But we got to move on. Now we got to say, okay, now we got to fix these things and be ready to go.
Yeah. 17 turnovers, and Duke had 24 points off those 17
Yes.
turnovers. How was that?
That was the biggest thing I put on the board is, I will say they had 20 points at half and they finished with 24, but we can't have live ball turnovers because at any level, when you have live ball turnovers, this level, that's gonna be layups. Those are points. Just count them, cash them. I think at one point one coach told me, coach, every turnover they've scored on, and so it's like that, And we got to just make sure that we got to level up to that point where we're not turning the ball over and take a dead ball turnover before we shoot it or before we throw a pass we don't think we'll get there.
Absolutely. After playing, like you just said, North Carolina, Notre Dame, and Duke back to back, that's obviously, I'm sure, frustrating for the girls. Just playing 3 great teams, but I'm sure like a learning lesson as well. I guess what's one of those lessons that you learned from these last 3 games?
This is best conference in the country. But our girls, I like, and I told them, the biggest thing for me is compete and fight, and whatever we can do, we need to do that. And I thought, our girls came in there and tried to do that, and now we got to be ready and flush this out of our head and get ready tomorrow for Miami.
Yeah, I was going to bring up Miami. I'm sure you haven't even looked into them yet with these last 3 games, but obviously at least a little slight bit of a breather compared to the top 3, one of the top 3.
Yeah, I don't call it a breather. I just, it's still got to have the same lock-in. We got to have the same focus. We got to have the same belief. We're going to be on their home floor. They're going to be hungry, too. I think they lost tonight, somebody told me. So they're going to be hungry, too. So they can't be hungrier than us.